Welcome back, guys. So I just wanted to quickly share some of my first impressions playing Cyberpunk 2077. So yesterday I streamed it and played a few hours, and later in the day I played it for a bit more. And then today in the morning time I played it for a little longer, and it's definitely a game I'm intrigued by and having some enjoyment playing it. There was some spots where I really didn't enjoy it. We'll talk about that in a second, but I know one of the biggest questions people have been having even during my live stream, hey, what the heck's going on with all these glitches and bugs? Have you had any? And yes, I did. I think most people who are playing this game have experienced some kind of a glitch to a varying degree. For me, I haven't had anything game breaking yet after having played so many hours into the game. Now there was like one instance where I thought maybe it could have broke the game, where it was fairly early on. You're on a mission and one of the characters, Jackie, he's carrying two pistols, and we're fighting some guys, and all of a sudden he vanished, and then his pistols were floating in the air, and I was like, does he have that ability? I don't think so. The hell's going on here, right? I died like right after that, and it reloaded the checkpoint. So I don't know if I would have completed that mission if it would have just broke the game. Not 100% on that. I have been hearing some people having the reset because of game breaking glitches. But besides that, I've had a few things where, like, a dude, like, pretty much in that same area, there was a dude flopping around on the ground after we killed him, kind of dancing around on the floor. It kind of looked ridiculous. Some textures not loading in properly. The one character in the beginning of the game missing legs. I've heard a lot of people mention that. That was pointed out to me during my live stream. I didn't notice it immediately, but went back and looked and was like, yeah, what's going on here? So for me, it's mostly been just some like minor graphics glitches. Performance wise in the Series X, everything's loading, fairly quick, not really having any, craziness go on besides those handful of glitches. Maybe what I noticed was three or four glitches during my playtime of the game so far. Hopefully they can, patch that stuff up. This game's been in development for a long time. From what I understand, like around 2012 or so. So this has been worked on, and I'm sure changed up quite a bit over the years, especially, transitioning from one system to the next. And with the versions that are available now, PS4 or Xbox, you could play them on the PS5 or the Series X, but you don't have those next gen upgraded versions yet. Those are supposed to come sometime 2021. And if you bought these versions, you get the upgrade for free. So we'll have to wait and see how that works out. I mean, I know some people will be like, man, I just want to play it that way. I don't know when it's going to come out, when it's, that update's going to release. And that's kind of one thing that sucks because, this game's hyped big time. You want to just play it. And it's like, do you wait? Some people are experiencing issues playing the game on a base Xbox One or a PS4. I've seen some of the videos and footage out there. And, some people are like, man, I wish I had, a different system to play it on. Me playing on the Series X, I really haven't had any of those kind of issues that people are suffering on the older gen versions. Like they were supposed to be optimizing the games for the PS4 and Xbox One over these so many weeks or whatever. But, it seems like there's still work to be done. Now, as far as the game goes, it's a role-playing game. It's a loot fest. Like there's just nonstop stuff to loot. And I mean, that kind of drives me crazy sometimes because, some people, they don't want to miss things. Me, I'm just like almost, I just want to stick to the main story. And from what I've heard, this game, depending on who you are, if you're just, going through the main story, could be 20 to 30 hours long. So it doesn't really seem like a crazy long game, not compared to some of the games I've played in the past, as far as role-playing games go. But there's a ton of replayability. I mean, the way you set up your character, your play style, if you want to go in guns a-blazing, you could set your character up for that and progress that way. You want to go in stealthy, you could progress that way. You want to go in hacking stuff and getting things set up, you can go in that way as well, or a combination of all those. And that's definitely intriguing. It's just so immersive with everything going on. It's not a casual game by any means. And I think there's going to be a lot of people out there who are hyped up for this game just because sometimes hype just spreads like a disease. And there's going to be people who don't care about this genre of game, and they're looking at it like, oh, this is a futuristic Grand Theft Auto. This might be pretty cool. If you're going into it thinking that, you may not enjoy the game. I mean, you might be surprised and enjoy it, but this is not a casual game whatsoever. It's a role playing game, stat driven, story driven. You know, just so much going on that you really have to, be into that kind of game to really enjoy it, I would think. But yeah, I mean, so far there's tons of dialogue. I've been enjoying it for the most part. There's been some bouts of boredom, to be honest with you. Those brain dance segments, my God, that was just horrendous for me. I'm sure, I was doing it live streaming, so it was maybe a little different, but I just was like, man, couldn't this just been a quick cutscene and we move on with the story? It's almost like you're in detective mode, looking through footage almost. I mean, I know that's not exactly what it is, but that's what it's akin to. Like you're reviewing footage and you're trying to find clues, and it's just so long and drawn out. Maybe, after having done the like training version of it and then doing a full on one, if there's more of that presented in the game, I would be better suited to handle it. But it was just a snooze fest for me playing those brain dance sequences. And that kind of goes into the thing that this is not a casual game that you're just going to jump into and start shooting fools. You know what I mean? You go into this thinking like, oh man, I'm going to get these headshots, one shot kills. You're setting yourself up for disappointment because it's just not the way the game works. It's, all stat based. You go in with a weak gun, your skills aren't that great, and you get a headshot. Most likely you're not going to kill the guy. You know what I mean? It's going to take more. It's like playing, a pen and paper and pencil, whatever you want to call it, old school role playing game, rolling the dice. Everything's based off of, stats and whatnot. So this takes it to that extreme level of, it's a role playing game. So it's kind of to be expected. And while I've been enjoying it, I wasn't 100% what to expect getting into this because I didn't really look at videos or reviews or anything to get myself hyped up. I was just excited for it because I like the cyberpunk genre. I grew up on Shadowrun, that kind of thing. And this just looked like something I would really enjoy. And I have been enjoying it. But at the same time, there's certain things, like I said, that brain dance sequence is kind of annoying. Some of these glitches are kind of annoying. Like the overabundance of looting can be a little annoying, but I mean, at the same time, hey, I mean, picking stuff up, finding better equipment, getting stuff to craft or whatever, I guess that's all right, but you can be overwhelmed, is I guess what I'm trying to say. The game can be overwhelming if you don't know what to expect while you're getting into it. And this is one I'm definitely going to finish playing through it and whatnot, and maybe replaying it because the replayability just seems extreme. I mean, there's so many things going on at once, so many different things you can do and approach differently. It's, in that traditional sense of a role playing game, the choice is yours. And I dig that. So yeah, I'm gonna play through it at least once, see how things go, maybe revisit it when the upgrades come out for this version. I think it's a fantastic game. I think it may have been really overhyped and some people may be disappointed because they didn't know what to expect getting into this. You're not playing Borderlands, you're not playing Grand Theft Auto, but it's almost like combining all that and then taking it even further with all the stats. And it's a crazy game. Definitely cool for sure. I'm digging it. Let me know what you guys think down below. And with that said, guys, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom.